Marriage has always meant far more than a ceremony. In many African cultures, it was a union of families, ancestors, values, and identity. It was not just about two people falling in love. It was about community, continuity, and responsibility. But today, many things are different. Couples are marrying later. Some are choosing civil weddings over traditional ones. Others are living together without formal marriage. And in some places, bride wealth has become a burden rather than a symbol of respect. So, is this the decline of tradition or the natural evolution of culture? Let's explore. Traditionally, marriage in many African societies was not a private affair. It was a family event, a clan event, even a community event. The process often involved family introductions, negotiation between elders, bride wealth or dowry, blessing from parents and ancestors, and public celebration. These customs were not just rituals. They represented respect, accountability, and the joining of two lineages. In many communities, marriage also helped preserve land, identity, inheritance, and social order. So when people say marriage is changing, they are really saying something deeper. The social fabric around marriage is changing too. There are many reasons why African marriage traditions are changing. First, urbanization has changed how people live. In cities, families are often separated by distance, making extended family participation harder. Second, education and careers have changed timelines. Many people now marry later because they are first building financial stability. Third, the cost of marriage has become a major issue. In some places, bridal wealth expectations, wedding expenses, and family demands have become so high that young people feel pressured or excluded. Fourth, ideas about gender and partnership are also shifting. More women are financially independent, more couples want equality, and more people want to choose their partners freely. That does not necessarily destroy culture, but it does challenge older expectations. Let's be honest, some things are being lost. In certain places, young people no longer know the meaning behind traditional practices. Some see customs as outdated without understanding their purpose. In other cases, marriage has become more about appearances than values. The wedding becomes a show, but the cultural foundation becomes weak. There is also a growing gap between generations. Elders may see modern marriages as too casual, while the youth may see tradition as too restrictive. And when customs are reduced to money, performance, or social media content, they lose something sacred. That is a real loss. But here is the other side of the story. Africa is not simply abandoning marriage traditions. In many places, it is redefining them. Today, some couples still honor traditional ceremonies, but in simpler ways. Others combine customary, religious, and civil weddings into one meaningful journey. Some families are rethinking bride wealth, not as a price, but as a symbol of connection and gratitude. Some couples are preserving the spirit of tradition while adapting the form to modern life. That is not cultural death. That is cultural survival. Tradition has never been about staying frozen in time. If it were, it would already be gone. Tradition survives by adapting without losing its soul. So, is Africa losing its marriage traditions? The answer is partly yes. Some customs are weakening, some meanings are fading, some young people are disconnected from the heritage that shaped marriage for generations. But is Africa finally redefining marriage traditions? Absolutely. Because culture is not a museum piece. It lives, it breathes, it changes when people change. What matters most is not whether a wedding looks old or modern. What matters is whether the values behind it still remain: respect, family, commitment, dignity, and community. If those survive, then marriage in Africa is not disappearing, it is transforming. Perhaps the real question is not whether Africa is losing its marriage traditions. Perhaps the real question is, which traditions should we preserve, which should we adapt, and which should we leave behind? Because the future of African marriage will not be shaped by nostalgia alone. It will be shaped by wisdom, it will be shaped by young people, by elders, by families, and by the choices we make today. So tell me in the comments, is Africa losing its marriage traditions or finally redefining them? Subscribe, Like, comment, share.